OurCrowd TV. We're broadcasting live from Jerusalem, the capital city of Israel, in the largest investor summit in the world. We're expecting 6,000 people from all around the world, 80 countries coming in together. Top tech trends are going to be revealed today, so stay tuned because this is going to be the hottest event. While outside is freezing, here everyone is melting with excitement. The future is here. It's called collaboration. Stay tuned. So we're looking at amazing tech trends that are modifying our lives, and this technology is coming from Jerusalem. We have here the man who runs the city, the mayor near Barkat. Hi, thank you.
Shalom, shalom, welcome.
You yourself as a serial entrepreneur, have you brought this entrepreneurial spirit and the tech experience to Jerusalem?
Well, actually coming to the conference, the OurCrowd conference, I feel like fish in water. So what we needed to do is create an ecosystem for young companies to choose Jerusalem as a destination and to create the right packages for companies to scale and succeed in our city. I've done that about 8 years ago, and today Jerusalem has become the #1 emerging tech hub city in the world. 2015, that's the title we received from Time magazine and Entrepreneur magazine in America. OurCrowd, this conference, is a great example of part of the ecosystem that we've been building. As
an entrepreneur and also as an investor, how do you see the role of OurCrowd in the global investor industry and as democratizing the venture capital industry?
Well, it enables connectivity and direct relationship between customers, investors, companies, thought leaders. I'm very, very proud of what John and John Medved and OurCrowd has been doing. And for me as mayor, it's enabling OurCrowd to succeed side by side to new companies like Mobileye that is thriving the way, the largest ever Israeli IPO that went public over a year ago. And together, the industry is scaling at a rapid pace.
What would you say would be the device you own today that will help you keep monitoring your health in the future?
Well, naturally, I think that the phones are a great platform for applications, connectivity to your body and to large databases and applications into the future. So I'd hedge and bet on mobile applications.
So yeah, you're absolutely right, Mr. Mayor. And we're going to go see a story of digital health and how our phones are going to change the digital health industry. Thank you for joining us.
Pleasure.
תודה רבה.
Worldwide, people look to improve their quality of life and longevity. Digital health is revolutionizing our approach to medicine, refining healthcare, and improving our well-being.
lot of the services that are served today by clinicians in the clinics will eventually be served by automated software solutions, like we're trying to do with our product.
Not to mention that everybody will become their own doctor with their smart connected devices.
For those millions who daily monitor their glucose levels, now they can do it with the help of their smartphone. Dario Health has created a pocket-sized all-in-one smart glucose meter. With only a small blood sample, Dario provides the glucose reading on the phone screen within 6 seconds. When it comes to medicine and prescriptions, mistakes can be dangerous and sometimes even fatal. MetaWare provides an innovative solution to the need for detecting and eliminating prescription errors.
So very similar to the way that credit card companies deal with fraud, we aggregate and analyze millions of electronic medical records which describe which patients are likely and which patients are unlikely to be prescribed with that specific drug at that specific place and time.
Prescriptions largely deviating from standard treatment patterns are flagged as potential errors.
We're going to have millions of predictive and prescriptive healthcare is going to be disrupted in a big way.
Emerging technologies are connecting the digital and physical worlds and changing the behaviors of both physicians and patients. Digital health solutions are becoming a core part of the way we stay healthy. Welcome, Inken and Eitan.
Hi.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about innogy. Why are you here in Israel?
Yeah. So innogy is one of the biggest European energy companies based on renewables, so solar, wind. We are one of the innovation drivers in the sector of energy. And that is the reason why we are also in Israel, one of the most innovative ecosystems in the world. So that's why we opened 2 years ago an innovation center here in Israel.
And you're looking for Israeli startups such as TechSee, as Eitan's, right?
Yes. And what we do, we create a virtual technical assistant that, just like a real technician, through your smartphone can help you solve your technical problem at home.
So how did you come together?
We share the same vision of really powering the smart connected home.
One of our strategic focus topics is, as Eitan says, the smart and connected home. And that's why when we find a startup like TechSee, who have a platform, who have a technology, and we combine together working on a business model, there's a win-win for both.
Well, the future of energy and the future of the connected home looks very bright, and also for the industry looks bright of companies, leading companies as you, and bringing open innovation to the industry. Danken, Inken, and toda rabba, Eitan. Thank you for joining us here on OurCrowd TV. And stay tuned.
Thank
we
you.
have much more trends to share with you. Everything from consumer marketing and retail to medical tech, digital tech, autonomous driving, and advanced robotics. This year, artificial intelligence and machine learning are going mainstream. Now AI, driven by a unique way of teaching computers called deep learning, will be much more broadly utilized across a wider array of applications.
Everything in our life is being digitized, including our healthcare, and there's so many different facets to digitizing. Being able to provide deep learning into diagnostics from MRIs and CT scans.
A company applying the enhanced ability of systems to become smart with the potential of saving 500,000 patients a year is Zebra Medical Vision. Both their unveiled algorithms are considered a medical breakthrough. One is dedicated to identifying cardiovascular diseases and the other, metabolic problems in the liver. Another company, BioCatch, has tapped into machine learning power in the cybersecurity arena. Their behavioral biometrics platform is a cloud-based solution that detects human and non-human behavioral anomalies. They prevent fraud by authenticating a user through more than 500 patented behavioral profiling metrics while avoiding disruptions in the user's experience. Just like AI, virtual reality is far from a new concept. But the technology hit a critical milestone in 2016, as high-end VR gadgets are now available to the masses for the first time. Beyond Entertainment, an Israeli company is taking virtual reality into saving lives. Surgical Theater has introduced VR into surgery rooms. Their 3D navigation planning device now lets surgeons rehearse in a patient's brain before they actually operate.
Precision VR really allows us to rehearse this operation and find the path to this lesion in the brain that gives us the safest entry point, the shortest distance, and the least probability of causing any neurological damage.
Their visualization platform provides a breakthrough for surgical navigation and planning, and even an engaging experience for patients.
I saw my breakthrough.
Yeah, you did.
So Gonzalo, we've been looking around and we've seen amazing tech and the tech booths and the halls. You're an expert on investments and on future of technology. What brings Samsung Investments to Israel?
Samsung is mostly interested in what I call real tech. We're looking for startups solving real problems with technology. Many times this technology stems from the military, so it's computer vision, it's hardware, it's semicon, and artificial intelligence, etc.
How do you see the role of OurCrowd in the venture capital global industry?
Because of its scale and its scalability, I do think that the startups receiving OurCrowd's money are going to have access to an international network that wasn't available before. These investors not only bring money, but they can also bring connections, and I think that could be an interesting angle as well.
During the summit, we've been talking about trends, and our viewers are very interested on knowing what are the trends. In your opinion, as an expert, what would be the top headlines, top companies, winning companies?
The market is going to be slightly affected by Chinese investors' inability to invest because of the Chinese government's capital control. So we will see that on the investment side. I think there'll be a reduction of Chinese investment, and also on the M&A side. And when it comes to interesting companies, my favorite right now that are not in my portfolio, so that I'm not biased, are probably Nexar and Autonomo.
So the future looks very interesting for the global investment community. Thank you for joining us today in OurCrowd TV. Stay tuned and we'll be back with more.
Intel's Be the Player transforms sports analysis at Super Bowl 51. This year, Fox Sports gave an option no one ever had before, to see the field through the eyes of a quarterback. Intel's three-dimensional technology is powered by Replay Technologies, an Israeli startup they acquired last year for $175 million. Vocal Zoom joins Honda at CES to demonstrate optical sensor that takes the risk and inconvenience out of today's connected car experience.
OurCrowd introduced us to a number of interesting startups from Israel. Vocal Zoom is just the tip of the iceberg. They invented a very unique way to capture your voice by optical sensor, which we have never imagined possible.
A recent Harvard clinical research shows MetaWear technology can save thousands of lives a year by reducing prescription errors. The study reveals that MetaWear's data-driven algorithms demonstrated a high degree of accuracy. Intuition Robotics announces additional investors iRobot and OurCrowd, bringing total funding to $6 million. Their robotic personal companion LEQ is the world's first voice-activated robot for the elderly. Asian electronics manufacturer Chang Hong and Israeli startup Consumer Physics partnered to launch the first phone with a built-in molecular spectrometer. It scans for sweetness, tracks body fat, and even authenticates pills, opening a new world of possibility for eating smart and staying healthy. It almost feels like the idea of the tricorder from Star Trek is ever closer to reality.
The future is looking bright for the investments industry, especially now that OurCrowd is opening and democratizing the venture capital industry and giving access to new investors all around the world, growing their community from all over the globe. We're going to have more tech trends coming up in our following broadcast of the Global Investor Summit of OurCrowd. And this is all for now. Shalom, shalom from Jerusalem.